Welcome to another edition of What's Next. My name is Zaki Anastasiou, and this week we are joined in the studio, so to speak, even though it's like virtually, is from First Distribution. We talk to Andre Human, who is the Dell Technologies Brand Executive at First Distribution. Andre, it's good to see you. How are you doing?
Okay, good and you, man. Very well, thank you, and yourself.
That's a very nice background you've got. That's where your head office is, but you're in Joburg, but you are technically, maybe wishing you in Cape Town right now.
Well, at the weather at the moment, I'm sure Cape Town's lovely. We keep the background there to keep the boss lady happy, so absolutely representing Cape Town today.
Fantastic. Well, listen, let me kick off. I mean, you guys have had a very busy time at First Distribution. How's COVID been for business?
Well, it's been good. I think, without any conclusion, everyone knows that COVID's been tough on the market and the industry the last year and a half. If you look at the first half of the year, we've had a phenomenal start as an organization. End of quarter three, our financial year obviously finished in February. At the end of quarter three, well ahead. And in the last quarter, it's really slowed down. You know, Tony uses a comment that's saying the taps were closed. But until that point, we're doing fairly well. And overall, as a business within our data center, our cloud, and our security division, we've still had a phenomenal good year. Being flexible and private allows us to do that kind of thing. So we've managed cost, we've managed the people, and we were very fortunate that we were one of the very few companies in South Africa that have not had to let go any staff, any salary cuts, any commission cuts. So very fortunate. It shows that being an organization for 15 years, these kind of things start counting towards you, and it creates a lot of security within your sales, your staff, and people across the industry.
No doubt, and well done for that. Well, let's get into it then. I mean, let's talk about that CSG product line. Why has it been so important for First Distribution to add that CSG product line to your offerings?
It's been an interesting story. We've been a distributor of Dell and EMCs for over 13 years now. And we've always excelled at least in that space. We've been that first choice around enterprise. First Distribution's DNA has always been around that large data center space, cloud, security, and data center. And Dell EMC being a very big part of that has been a big part of our data center portfolio. It makes sense to add the portfolio around client because it just completes it to our customers overall. And we were very focused on that specific customer data centers, specialization around data centers. We now play in a wider range of customers. We transact with about 2,500 to 3,000 customers annually, partners in our ecosystem. And what that's done now is it's allowed us to play across that broader spectrum. So very exciting. It's been a challenge within its own space, but we can talk about that as we go on. But picking up, it's phenomenal. We've got a large market sector that we are playing part of now, and it's easy for us just to take on that market sector and get that exposure out there.
Yeah. So how popular has the Dell Technologies CSG segment and product line been since you first introduced it? First Distribution, I think, added it last year to your catalog. How popular has it been?
Oh, phenomenal. We were announced, we at least made the announcement towards August last year, where Dell came to us with the news that we're going to get the CSG portfolio. Obviously, it's a lot new different products. There's a lot of different people that we bring on board. We've had to make some investment in people, bring on new people on board that's got experience. It's allowed us to think differently. You're not going to do data center business the same way as you do commodity per se. So we've created a lot of new portfolios and platforms in order for people to have that scale. It's been great. Obviously, at first, you come into a difficult time with COVID. You look at the hedge rate, which plays a big factor in that. At that time, the hedge rate was sitting close to 17, which is quite high. So everything that you're buying at that stage is already outpriced in that fundamental spec. But thanks to Doug and his team, we've managed to get that aligned. Stock started arriving, and it's quite simple because the stock sells itself. You've got a powerful vendor out there that sells the technology. They've probably got some of the best quality products out there and services. And by default, our stock started moving. Our biggest challenge was getting the market exposed to us, not just looking at us as a data center play, but fundamentally start seeing that we actually do the client portfolio stack. So a lot of marketing's gone into that, a lot of exposure's gone into that. And if I look at the last quarter, our business has literally quadrupled month on month, and we can't keep up with the amount of requests that we've got. So stock is important. Global markets are obviously affecting the lead times on that kind of things. We're working, again, close to Chris Buchanan and Doug and the team to make sure that we're getting our stock within South Africa so we can basically fulfill what the ecosystem is requiring. So very good, absolutely blessed.
No, that's a great success story. You touched on the economy, and obviously the economy is a reality. I mean, there are many organizations that are struggling, and I guess businesses have to be cautious because you can't predict this thing, right? I mean, everybody thought COVID-19 would be over by the end of 2020. Well, guess what?
Yeah.
It's 2021 and there's no end in sight to the pandemic. People are still working remotely, et cetera, et cetera. So businesses have to be very cautious how they manage their budgets around this pandemic. How has this affected the uptake of the CSG product line and as well as other Dell technologies within that product line?
It's been quite okay. Remember, being a global vendor, Dell also demands certain cadence from a distributor. So we have to take that into account. It's a big brand for us. It's our largest data center brand within our data center portfolio. So, it comes with a lot of investment. It comes with a lot of commitment from our side. Like I said earlier, we were very fortunate, Aki, even during COVID, coming on board in a very difficult phase within that portfolio stack, higher rate of exchange, with the new kids on the block. We still managed to invest in additional staff. We brought on board 4 people just alone off the bat. Where a lot of people were unfortunately retrenching and getting rid of people, we were increasing our staff. If you look at our overall business, there were business units within our business that continued to grow and we had to bring people on board. So absolutely, I think, being a private company and being part of the culture and the business for 15 years now, I've seen the business develop and grow fundamentally. Part of the executive team, you're a lot more involved in the strategic side of the business. So it's been great, No risks. We always say calculated risks fundamentally, but we were able to bring in the stock, bring in the revenue numbers, bring on the people on board, and even in the data center space. We're the only distributor today that offers the new power scale and power store storage units where we've made that investment to show our partners and customers through the Dell team how we can scale the enterprise technology stack. So I think we're very blessed, absolutely. I think, I feel for a lot of people and a lot of people have been affected personally. But we're in a very secure environment at First Distribution. It does, it shows in our people and our culture at the end of the day.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at this product line, do you envision that this is going to grow in popularity over the next few months? I mean, we're obviously in uncharted territory, but organizations know what they need to do to expand their digital offerings and really grow with this digital innovation we're talking about. These products that you talk about, are you expecting the popularity to grow? If so, why?
Yeah, work from home and working remotely is obviously driving a big part of that. If you look at the statistics, the world is requiring more laptops, more desktops, work from home, because it's just where the world's going. We believe as a culture, it'll still be a large part of our, as a hybrid. If you look at us ourselves, a lot of our people have worked 2/3 of what they do, and the world's doing more so. If you look at Dell per se, I don't think they've got any idea of even when they're going back, so it's remote. A lot of our customers, talking about a portfolio, if you look at the Latitude range in particular, Latitude is probably the largest corporate profile stack that they sell. So if you look at our volumes, the Latitude sell like hotcakes. I'll give you an example. We had some of the new models that landed on Wednesday, 250 units. Within 2 hours, they were all sold out. So again, the popularity of the product is of such that the market is demanding it. It's almost going to become a supply and demand factor. And where the world is going to with the new era of digitization, absolutely. Like I said, it's important we took on CSG to complement the overall offering as the brand, and really, really excited. If I can bring more stock in quicker, it'd obviously be our first choice that we can do. So absolutely good.
Well, that's nice. It's interesting, and you say that I guess that this is going to grow because many organizations as well are going to stick with this work from home concept that we've got. So even when we go back, it's working so well now that I think that I was even talking to the guys at Dell, for example, and they considering and looking at a system where you will book a chair in the office when you need to go into the office to work. And I guess many organizations are going to have that hot chair kind of concept where you don't need to have an office that caters for every single member of staff, but instead you can rotate the space around. So I think you're spot on with your analysis there. Now, just coming back to Dell Technologies, what sets their business portfolio apart from other vendors?
I think first and foremost, I've been an ambassador of Dell for many, many years. For the guys that worked with me in the industry, I carry it as if it's my own personal product, my own personal brand. You have to believe in it first and foremost. Dell is a powerful name out there in the industry. If you look at any sector in the market, 9 out of 10 times people would be either know about Dell or they have exposure to Dell. Secondly, they offer the best support in the market bar none. A lot of people or a lot of companies, equivalent OEMs, sell products out there, but it's always about the services and support that follow that. You know that it's like if you buy a new car and you're taking it for your first service and experience is bad already, that puts a damper on that. So second thing, fundamentally, there's support out there. If you look at the financial security that Dell offers within their product longevity, so they don't have products that change every 2 or 3 months. So if you take the Latitudes, they've just launched a new product set now, so it allows their customers to have a sustainable platform on what they've got. A lot of R&D goes into the product stacks, and you want to ensure that if you're investing in a product, it's going to at least give you a couple of years. In commodity, that's slightly different, but again, it talks to how the development works. If you look at us as a distributor, Dell wants distributors like us in driving the portfolio stack, so it makes a big difference in that space. Having the right ecosystem in place allows the scale, and it allows the customers in the market in this space to understand what the offering really is, and overall passion. You've got a lot of passion. You speak to Doug and the guys often. You speak to a lot of people like myself, and it comes in the belief of what Dell has to offer and what the product set has got to do for the market.
Okay. Now, First Distribution, if I'm a customer, why should I use First Distribution as the business partner that's looking to add those Dell Technologies services and products to my systems? Why should I come to First Distribution?
Because I say so? No, joking. It talks about our DNA again. We're a very entrepreneurial culture. It's something that stems from many, many years and where we are. And you see it in the people, in our mannerism, in the way we deal with our customers. Customer service is our first choice. That's what we believe in. Within the brand, I've made a lot of investment over the last couple of years, focusing on the right set of people, the right set of skills, and the right set of expertise. Through that process, we complement our ecosystem. We've got the right levels of stock. We've got the right people to deal with. We've got the right technology people sitting there. And together we make the ecosystem easier. Remember, Dell is a large global vendor. And within every large global vendor, you've got some challenges, unfortunately. And we take away the noise. So in summary, we've got the right technical staff from end to end. You've got the right expertise of people you can talk to. We've got the best specialization people in the market, bar none. And we bring that together to make it easier. Like I said, product sells itself. We've got the right technology stacks. We can do everything from warehousing to specialization to building and everything in between. And through that, people that we deal with and how we deal with that stuff, it talks about just who we are as a profile organization.
You've sold me, Andre. You've sold me. Thank you very much.
Hope so.
Thank you for those insights. Andre Human, who is the Dell Technologies Brand Executive at First Distribution. Andre, it sounds like you guys are on an amazing trajectory there. You've got a great brand that you are growing and representing. I wish you all the best and good luck with the future going forward.
Thank you, Aki. Really appreciate your time today. Have a good one.
Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Cheers. Bye.